Next 11th one. Three equal circles, each of radius r units, touch one another. The radius of the circle touches all the three circles. First one externally is dash, second one internally is dash. Three equal circles, each of a radius r, touch each other, touch one another. The radius of the circles touches all the three circles. Externally is dash, internally is dash. Okay? In this case, the given three circles having equal radius. That means this is one of the circle, radius r. This is the second circle with the radius r. This is the third circle with the radius r. All of these circles having equal radius. All of these circles having equal radius. Say, center of this circle is C1, center of this circle is C2, center of this circle is C3. By joining these values, here the triangle is formed, C1, C2, C3. This triangle is which type? Here radius of the first circle is r units, radius of the second circle is r units. That means C1, C2 is nothing but, if the two circles are touch each other, then the distance between the two centers is equal to R1 plus R2. R1 plus R2 means this is R, this is R. R plus R means 2R. Okay? Next, C2, C3. C2, C3 is also R plus R, that is equal to R. C3, C1, that is also 2R. That means triangle C1, C2, C3 is nothing but an equilateral triangle. The triangle formed by the centers is an equilateral triangle. Okay? Now we find the equation of the radius of the circle which touches externally of these three circles. Okay? Suppose here there are two possibilities. Suppose one of the circle is in this way. Suppose the circle is in this way. This is the circle, it touches all 1, 2, 3 circles. This circle touches these three circles externally. Please observe this point. Suppose the circles are in this way, these two circles touch externally. Suppose the circles are in this way, these two circles touch internally. If the one of the circle lies completely inside. But here, this circle, one of the circles is away from the other and touches. These two circles does not lie inside. That means this circle touches all the three circles internally. Now we find the radius of this circle. Radius. The radius of the circle touches all the three circles externally means this circle. Okay. Next, internally. Internally means here there is another circle. This circle. It touches all the three circles in this way. Please observe this diagram. This circle touches this circle internally. This circle touches this circle internally. This circle internally. That means the radius of the circle which touches internally means the radius of this circle, second circle. First circle externally touches, this circle internally touches. Okay? No problem? Next. Please observe these values. Say the center of an equilateral triangle is O. This is the triangle C1, C2, C3 is an equilateral triangle. O is the center of an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle center, take O. Okay. What is the distance between center to any vertex? Suppose it is the equilateral triangle. Center is nothing but centroid. Centroid or circumcenter or incenter, all are coincide in an equilateral triangle. This is nothing but OA is nothing but radius of the OA is nothing but circumradius. OA is equal to OB is equal to OC. It is equidistance. Okay. Now we find OC1 value. Now we find, say this value is O. Suppose we find the value of OC1, then what is the radius of this circle which touches externally? Radius of this circle is nothing but OC1 minus what is the value of this value? This value is the radius R. Okay. OC1 minus R means the radius of the circle which touches the three circles externally. Okay. Please note this point. Okay. This can be taken as O. Now OC1 is nothing but circumradius of triangle C1, C2, C3. OC1 is equal to capital R, that is the circumradius of triangle C1, C2, C3. Okay. In an equilateral triangle, we know that A is equal to 2R sin A, and A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C is equal to 60 degrees. A means side of C1, C2. A means 2 small r is equal to 2 Kepler into sin A means sin 60. Sin 60 means root 3 by 2, 2 cancel. Okay. What is the value of Kepler? Kepler is equal to 2r by root 3. Kepler is nothing but OC1. Therefore, OC1 is equal to Kepler, that is equal to 2r by 3, root 3. Okay. Any doubt in this value? Now we find the value of OC1. Let R1 be the radius of the circle which touches all the three circles externally. Radius of the circle which touches all the three given circles externally. Then R1 is nothing but, what is the radius of this circle? OC1 minus, take this value is P. OC1 minus C1P. C1P is nothing but radius of this circle. That means OC1 minus R. OC1 is nothing but 2r by root 3. 2r by root 3 minus R. R by 1. Here LCM is root 3. 2r minus root 3r. Common term is r into 2 minus root 3 by root 3. It is the radius of the circle which touches the given three circles sectionally. Very important. Okay. Next, we find the radius of the circle which touches the three circles internally. Internally means we find the radius of this circle. We find the radius of this circle. Okay. It is the center O. Radius of this circle is nothing but extend this line up to Q. This is Q. We find the value of OQ. Let R2 be the radius of the circle which touches the given three circles internally. From the above diagram, please observe this point. Radius of the circle is nothing but OQ. R2 is equal to OQ. R2 is nothing but OQ. Okay. OQ. OQ is nothing but C1Q plus C1P. Sorry. OQ is nothing but OC1 plus C1Q. OC1 plus C1Q. C1Q is nothing but radius of this circle. That means it is the R. OC1 value, already we find the value of OC1 is equal to Kepler 2r by root 3. That is equal to 2r by root 3 plus r. What is the LCM here? Root 3 is the LCM. 2r plus root 3r. Common term is r of 2 plus root 3 by root 3. Therefore, the radius of the circle which touches the three circles externally is r into 2 minus root 3 by root 3. Externally is 2 minus root 3 by root 3. Internally is r into 2 plus root 3 by root 3. Please observe these points. Okay? Very important. Next, 12th one. 4 circles with radius 2 units touch coordinate axis. 4 circles with radius 2 units touch coordinate axis. Then the radius of the circle, it touches all the 4 circles. First one externally, second one internally. First one externally, second one internally. Here there are 4 circles with the radius of each circle is equal to r is equal to radius of the each circle is equal to 2 units. 4 circles, this touches the coordinate axis. Please observe that point. First circle with radius 2 and touches the coordinate in Q1, the circle is in this way. What is the center of this circle here? 2, r, r. Radius of the circle is equal to 2. So 2, 2. In second quadrant, the circle is in this way. Okay. Here radius of the circle is minus 2, 2. Sorry, center of the circle. In third quadrant, the center of the circle is minus 2, minus 2. In fourth quadrant, the center of the circle is 2, minus 2. It is C1, it is C2, C3, C4. Okay. What is the distance between these two values? It is nothing but 2 plus 2 means 4. It is 4, it is 4, it is 4. All 4 sides are equal and each angle is equal to 90 degrees. These are parallel to coordinate axis. So, it forms a square. Okay. C1, C2, C3, C4 forms a square. Any doubt in this value? Now, we find the radius of the circle. It touches all the 4 circles. Internally and externally. Here also the circle, these are 4 circles. Suppose one circle is there in this way. This circle touches all the 4 circles externally. This circle touches all the four circles externally. In the same way, the circle is in this way. This circle also touches the four circles. This circle touches all the four circles internally. These two are touch each other internally. These two are touch each other internally. So this circle means this is the circle which touches all the given four circles internally. Now we find the radius of this circle and this circle. Okay? Please observe this point. This is the origin O. Now we find OC1. OC1 is nothing but distance between OC1 means root over x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus x1 whole square, root 4 plus 4, that means that value root 8, that means 2 root 2. Now the radius of the circle which touches externally is nothing but, say this value is P. Now required value is OB. Required value is OB. OB is nothing but OC1 minus C1P. C1P is nothing but radius of the first circle. Okay, let R1 be the radius of the circle which touches all the four circles externally. Then R1 is nothing but OP. R1 is nothing but OP. OP is equal to OC1 minus C1P. OC1 is equal to root 2. C1P is nothing but radius of the circle. Radius means R is equal to, that means 2 of root 2 minus 1. It is the radius of the circle. It touches all the four circles externally. Okay, next second one. The radius of the circle touches all the four circles internally. Internally means this circle radius. Please extend this line. OPC1, this value touches ZQ. Now we find the value of OQ. OQ is nothing but radius of the circle which touches all the four circles externally. Okay? R2 is equal to OQ. OQ is nothing but OC1 plus C1Q. OC1 is nothing but 2 root 2. OC1 is equal to root 2 plus C1Q is nothing but radius of the circle. Radius of the circle is 2. That is equal to 2 of root 2 plus 1. It is the radius of the circle. It touches all the four circles internally. Please note the diagram. Write that back. Next 13. Two circles with radii 1 and 2 are placed so that they touch each other and also touch a straight line as shown in the figure. A third circle is inserted between them such that it touches the first two circles and the line. Then radius of the third circle is dash. Very important. Radius of the third circle is dash. The diagram is in this way. These are the first two circles. These are the first given circles. What is the radius of the first circle? R1 is equal to 1 and R2 is equal to 2. First circle radius is 1, it is more value. R2 is equal to 2. Okay. Two circles with radii 1 and 2. Or this is R1, this is R2, this is R1. Take any value, no problem. R1 is equal to 1, R2 is equal to 2. Let C1, C2 be the centers of the circle. Third circle is inserted between these two circles and this line also. These two circles, the line L is equal to 0 is the common tangent for the given two circles. And at the same time, this line is also tangent to the third circle and also touches these two circles. Okay. Any problem? Please note this point. This diagram, it is C1, it is C2, it is C3. Okay. Suppose the two circles are in this way. What is the length of the direct common tangent? Length of the direct common tangent is equal to root over d square minus r1 minus r2 whole square. Okay. If the two circles are touch each other externally, then what is the length of the direct common tangent? This d is nothing but r1 plus r2. r1 plus r2 whole square minus r1 minus r2 whole square means 2 root r1 r2. If the two circles are touch each other externally, then the length of the direct common tangent is equal to 2 root r1 r2. By using that property, we find the radius of this circle. Say the first circle touches this line at A, second circle at B, and third circle at C. Let A be the point of contact of the circle and the line. B be the point of contact of second circle and the line, C be the point of contact of third circle and the line. Okay. And R be the radius of the third circle. Radius of the third circle. Okay. Please observe these points. Here ACB are collinear. ACB are collinear. A comma C comma B are collinear. That means AB is equal to AC plus CB. AB is nothing but length of the direct common tangent for the circles 1 and 2. AB is nothing but length of the direct common tangent for circles 1 and 2. Now, AB is equal to length of the direct common tangent for the circles 1 and 2 is nothing but 2 root R1 R2. What is the value of R1? 1. R2 is 2. That means 2 of root 1 into 2 means 2 root 2. AB value is 2 root 2. Okay. Next, what is the value of AC? AC is nothing but length of the common tangent for circle 1 and 3. Circle 1 and 3. That means 2 root R1 into R3. R3 is nothing but R. R1 is nothing but 1. That means 2 into root over 1 into R makes R. Okay. Next, what is the value of CB? CB is the value of length of the tangent for the circle 2 and 3. That means 2 root R2 into R3. That is equal to 2 root R2 means 2 into R. Okay. Substitute these values in equation 1. We get the relation. Unknown value is only R. We find that value. So AB means value 2 root 2. AC value 2 root R. Plus here 2 root 2 into root R. Okay. Root AB means root A into root B. What is the common term here? Root R. 2 root 2 is equal to root R into 2 plus 2 root 2. Here 2 is the common term. Okay. 2 root 2 by 2 plus 2 root 2 is equal to root R. By sparing on both sides, we get R value. R is equal to 2 root 2 by 2 plus root 2 whole square. Simplify that value, we get the radius of the circle. Third circle. Very important. Next, 14th. In the given figure, the circle meets the sides of an equilateral triangle. In the given figure, the circle meets the sides of an equilateral triangle. Sides of an equilateral triangle at 6 points. If AG is equal to 2, GF is equal to 13, FC is equal to 1, and HG is equal to 7, then D is equal to dash. The diagram is in this way. It is an equilateral triangle. The circle cuts the triangle at 3 points. This is ABC. D, E, F, G, H, J. Okay. Here what is the value of A, G? AG is equal to, GF is equal to value 13, FC is equal to 1, HG is equal to, HJ is equal to 7. Now the required value is D. Very important this also. 14th question, very important. Here what is the value of AG? AG is equal to 2. This value is 2. GF is equal to 13. This value is 13. Next AG, GF, FC. FC means this value. This is 1. That means total value of AC means 2 plus 13 plus 1. That is one of the side of equilateral triangle means sum of these values. In equilateral triangle AB is equal to BC is equal to C. All sides are equal. Okay. First AC is equal to, now AC is equal to AG plus GF plus FC. That means 2 plus 13 plus 1 means that is equal to value 16. 2 plus 13 plus 1. So side of an equilateral triangle is equal to, that means AB is equal to BC is equal to AC is equal to value 16. Okay. Next HG, HJ is equal to this value 7. Now the required value is this value. In this case we find AH and BJ. AH and BJ. Suppose AH is known value, then AH plus HG plus JB is nothing but total length of this value is 16. By using that property, we find the remaining value. If one of the value is known, then automatically we get, by using the side length is equal to 16, we find the remaining value. Okay? Say this unknown value is x. Suppose this value can be taken as this value AH. Here HJ is equal to 7 units. HJ means 7. Okay. Let AH is equal to x. Please observe this point. Suppose it is the circle, P is exterior point, PAB is one of the secant, PCD is another secant. What is the relation between these values? PA into PB is equal to PC into PD. Here PGF AHG AGF AHG, these are secant lines. By using this property PA into PB is equal to PC into PD, we find the value of x. Okay? Now AGF comma AHJ are two secant lines. Therefore, AH into PA into PB, AH into AJ is equal to AG into AF. AH is equal to x. AJ is nothing but x plus 7. X plus 7 is equal to AG means 2 into AF means 2 plus 13. Okay, that means 15. That implies x square plus 7x minus 30 is equal to 0. Okay, it is the quadratic in x. We get two values of x. Okay, x square plus 7x minus 30 means 10 into 3. That means x plus 7 into x minus 3. Sorry, x plus 10. X plus 10 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. That means x is equal to minus 10 or x is equal to 3. Here x is the side of the triangle, one of the length. X is the one of the length. Length never be negative. That means x is equal to minus 10, delete this value. Therefore x value is 3. That means AH is equal to x, that is equal to value 3. Okay. This is the value 3. This is the 7. What is this value? Sum of this total value is equal to 16. That means 7 plus 3, 10. That means this value is automatically 6. Therefore, BJ is equal to 6. This value is 6. Please note this point. Okay. BJ is equal to 6. Next, we find D. Next D. BD unknown value, EC unknown value, D unknown value. Say one of these values BD is equal to Y, EC is equal to Z. Automatically this D is equal to total length 16 minus Y minus Z. 16 minus Y minus Z. In the same way, by using the property PA into PB is equal to PC into PD, we find two equations. By taking the B is exterior point, we get one equation. By taking C is the other point, we get another equation. Two unknown values, two equations. By solving the two values, we find the value of Y and Z. Okay? Please note these values. Next condition. BJH comma BEC are secant lines. By using the property PA into PB is equal to PC into PD, BD into BE is equal to BJ into BH. BD is nothing but Y. BD value, we take BD is equal to Y. Let BD is equal to Y and EC is equal to Z. Then DE is equal to 16 minus Y minus Z. Okay. Y into BE is nothing but Y plus 16 plus Y minus Z. That means 16 minus Z is equal to BJ means 6 into BH means 6 plus 7. That means 13. Okay. Y into 16 minus Z is equal to Y into 16 minus Z is equal to, this value is 1878. It is equation number 1. Okay. Next, similarly, CFG comma CED are secant lines. By using that property, CF into PA into PB. Okay. CF into CG is equal to CE into CD. CF means 1 into 1 plus 13 means 14 is equal to, C means Z into Z plus 16 minus 5 minus Z means 16 minus 5. It is equation number 2. In this case, yz are variables. In this case also yz are variables. In this case, z is equal from 2. Z is equal value 14 by 16 minus 5. Z is equal 14 by 16 by. Substitute this value in this equation. We get the quadratic in y. Find the values of y. If y is known value, z automatically we get value. Okay. By solving this 1 and 2, we get the values of y and z. We get the values of y and z. Okay. Or alternate method. In this case, alternate method. 16y from the 1. 16y minus yz is equal to 78. It is equation number 1. Okay. Here yz is equal to what is the value? 16y minus 78. Okay. From the equation number 2, 14 is equal to 16z minus yz. What is the value of yz here? Yz is equal to 16z minus 14. Here, equating these two yz values, we get the relation between y and z. That means 16y minus 78 is equal to 16z minus 14. Okay, so z is equal to 16z is equal to 16y minus 78 plus 14. That means z is equal to this value by 16. Substitute the value of z in this equation or this equation, we get the quadratic in y. Solve that equation, we get y and z. By using that, after finding the y and z, the value of d is equal to 16 minus y minus z. Very, very, very important. Please complete this problem. Next, 15th question, very, very important. Paragraph question. A variable straight line through a minus 1 comma minus 1 is drawn to the circle x square plus y square is equal to 1 at the points B and C. A variable straight line through a minus 1 comma minus 1 is drawn to cut the circle x square plus y square is equal to 1 at the points B and C. P is chosen on the line ABC. P is chosen on the line ABC. First one, if AB, AC are AP, then the locus of P is dash. If AB, AC are GP, what is the locus of P? Same, these values are HP, what is the locus of P? Here, the given circle is x square plus y square is equal to 1. It is the circle. And the given point A is equal to minus 1 comma minus 1. The diagram is in this way. The circle with the center 0 comma 0 and radius is 1 unit. Okay. The given point does not lie on the circle, outside of the circle. A minus 1 comma minus 1 means this the point is in the here. It is the A minus 1 comma minus 1. Okay. The line through A meets the circle at the points BC. Say this is the line, this meets the circle at BC. P is a variable point on this value. Say P is lies in these values. AB, please observe this point. AB, AP, AC. These lengths, AB length, AP length, AB, AP, AC. These lengths are in AP first case, second case GP, third case HP. Then what is the locus of the point P? We find the locus of point P. Okay? In this case, the equation of the circle is x square plus y square is equal to 1. A is equal to minus 1 comma minus 1. Let theta be the angle of inclination of this line. Okay, the line AB. ABC line. Let theta be the angle of inclination of the line through A. Then equation of the line in parametric form is x is equal to x1 plus r cos theta, y is equal to y1 plus r sin theta. Then equation of the line through A is equation of line through A in parametric form is x is equal to x1 plus r cos theta, y is equal to y1 plus r sin theta. Here theta is the angle of inclination constant, x1 y1 is the fixed point, minus 1 minus 1, r is the parameter, that is the distance from A to any point on this line. Any point on this line. Here x is equal to, x1 means minus 1 plus r cos theta, y is equal to minus 1 plus r sin theta. It is the equation of the line in parametric form. By solving this 1 and 2, we get BC values. We get the values of BC. Okay. By solving 1 and 2, substitute the values of x comma y in this equation. Minus 1 plus r cos theta whole square plus minus 1 plus r sin theta whole square is equal to 1. That means a square means 1 plus r square cos square theta minus 2r cos theta plus 1 plus r square sin square theta minus 2r sin theta is equal to 1. Okay, 1 cancel. R square cos square plus r square sin square means r square into cos square plus sin square. That means r square minus 2r cos theta 2r sin theta. What is the common term? R is the common term. 2r is the common term. That means 2 into cos theta plus sin theta into r. Okay. Plus remaining values are, it is 1. Remaining values are plus 1 is equal to 0. Please observe this equation. It is the quadratic in R. That means this equation having, it is the quadratic equation in R. That means R having two values. R having two values are nothing but, say that values are R1 comma R2. R having two values, say R1 comma R2 are roots of that equation. Are roots of that equation. R1 is nothing but that is the distance from A to where it cuts the x-axis. That means AB. R1 is equal to AB. Here R1 is equal to AB. Next R2 is equal to AC. Here P is the variable point on this line. That means AB is equal to R. P mobile point. R is the variable. AB is equal to R. Here AP is equal to R. Please observe these points. Here R1 is nothing but AB. R2 is nothing but AC. AP is nothing but R. Okay. In this case, R1 comma R2 are two roots. That means R1 plus R2 is equal to sum of the roots is equal to minus B by A. Minus B by A means 2 of cos theta plus sin theta. Similarly, product of the roots R1 R2 is equal to C by A means 1. Please note these equations. Okay. Next, first one. In the first case, AB comma AC are in AP. From the given AB comma AC are in AB. AB is nothing but R1. That means this is R1. It is R. It is AC is nothing but R2. Okay. These are in AP. If ABC are in AP, what is the condition? 2B is equal to A plus C. That means 2R is equal to, what is the value of R? 2B is equal to A plus C. R1 plus R2. Here, what is the value of R1 plus R2? R1 plus R2 is equal to 2 cos theta plus sin theta. That means 2R is equal to R1 plus R2 makes 2 of cos theta plus sin theta. Now we find the locus of P. For getting the locus of P, we convert the equations cos theta sin theta in terms of xy. Here we multiply both sides with R. That implies 2 to cancel. R square is equal to R of cos theta plus sin theta. Okay. Here R square is equal to R cos theta plus R sin theta. R cos theta is nothing but, what is the value of R cos theta? Please observe from equation 2. R cos theta is equal to x plus 1. R sin theta is equal to y plus 1. Since from equation 1, from 2, since from 2, x plus 1 is equal to R cos theta, y plus 1 is equal to R sin theta. Replace these values. R cos theta means x plus 1, R sin theta means y plus 1. What is the value of R square? By squaring and adding these two values, we get R square. R square cos square plus R square sin square means R square. R square is equal to x plus 1 whole square plus y plus 1 whole square. Simplify this value. It is the equation of the required locus in first case. Okay. Then AB comma AC are in AB. Please note this point. It is the required locus. Suppose these values are in GP. What are the values? Second one. AB, AC are in GP. AB is nothing but R1. It is nothing but R. It is nothing but R2. Suppose these are in GP. What is the condition? R square is equal to R1 R2. R square is equal to R1 R2. What is the value of R square here? R square is equal to, please by adding and sparing and adding that values. R square is equal to x plus 1 whole square plus y plus 1 whole square is equal to R1 R2 is nothing but 1. It is the locus when they are in GP. Next further, suppose these are in HP. AB, AC are in HP. That means AB is nothing but R1, it is R, it is R2. These are in HP. What is the condition for HP? B is equal to AC by A plus C. That means R is equal to 2R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. What is the value of R1 R2? 1. R1 plus R2. Substitute these values, cross multiply. Use that property, we get the required locus. Okay? These are very, very important properties. Please note this point. Note point. In this case, if AB comma AC are in HP, there is some shortcut formula, direct formula. For HP and GP there is a formula. For AP we use this one condition. Okay. If AB comma AC are in HP, then locus of P is simply locus of P is S1 is equal to 0. Please note this point, note 1. In the above problem, if AB comma AC are in HP, then the locus of P is S1 is equal to 0. Direct formula. S1 means notation xx1 plus yy1 plus g of x plus x1 plus so on. Use that property. Here x1 y1 is nothing but x1 y1 is the given point. Okay. Next, if AB comma AC are in GP, then the locus of P is S1 is equal to S1. By using this direct formula, we find this locus. Please check these values. By using regular method, you find the locus. Next, verify these values. Is it true or false? Okay. Shortcut formulas very important.